Hello, everyone. It's us again at United Way. This time we are actually at the United Way office with one of our partner agencies, Chart Teen Task Force, and we are going to learn about the great programs they have going on. So, Leanne, you want to just tell us a little bit about you and then ultimately the programs and your role with Chart?
Sure. My name is Leanne Bergman, and I am the community coordinator for Chart Teen Task Force. So I'm in charge of our Real Care Baby and Empathy Belly programs that we do in 7 counties of Northeast Missouri. We have 25 of the infant simulators, and we are in the process of purchasing 5 more of them. These go into the schools, go home with the students, usually for a long weekend or 2 or 3 nights during the school week. And kids have to learn how to take care of the babies, feed them, change them, rock them, burp them. And everything is recorded in the processor of the baby and then downloaded to a software that the teachers use in the classroom. I've been doing this job for 19 years. And these are the newest babies they have available right now. They come with,
let's get out
all the supplies.
Get out the diaper bag.
You can take it. They weigh about 6.5, 7 pounds, which kind of gives them an idea of what the baby weighs. They come with all kinds of goodies. They come with colored diapers, yellow and green, that have sensors built in, and this is how the baby kind of knows you're changing diapers. The baby bottles have sensors in the nipples of the bottles, so that's how the baby knows you're feeding it. They come with changes of clothes. You can have little sleepers. You can have snowsuits. They've got little onesies that come with them, along with the blue and or pink outfits that come on the babies originally. You'll get the diaper bag with the blankets and baby wipes. And no, the kids don't have to change dirty diapers, but if anything gets on the babies, you can't use water to wipe them off because they are electronics. They come with a car seat. Everything is recorded. There are sensors built into the clothes of the babies and into the car seats. Keeps track of body temperature, it keeps track of how long kids are leaving them in the car seats. At the end of your simulation, it gives the kid a report showing them exactly what they did or did not do.
That baby is looking straight at me. I feel like I have to make eye contact with it.
I've been told by kids the freakiest part, Mom, since you're going to be getting this for long, is that they don't close their eyes when they're sleeping, but they do breathe like they're sound asleep.
That's funny.
So I think it's a great program. It just teaches kids that they don't want to do this right now, not in high school, trying to take care of a baby and going to the football games. I had some kids in Hannibal take it last year during homecoming weekend. So you're taking the baby with you if you're going to the homecoming dance or to the football game, and you still have to take care of it because it is a grade for you. So we also have an empathy belly simulator, which is the pregnancy simulator that the kids can put on and wear for, depending on the teacher, anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 or 3 hours. Depends what each teacher wants and how many kids they have to use the simulators. So I do this program. I also do all the promotion for our teen health fair that is held in the first Saturday in February every year at the Admiral Koontz Armory in downtown Hannibal. And it is open to all schools, again, in the 7-county area. We offer reimbursements to any schools that bring buses. So we will reimburse them for the cost of their mileage and the bus driver and anything as long as they submit us an invoice after the event. We also offer incentives to teachers that are willing to come with those buses, $100 in cash if a teacher is willing to give up 3 hours of a Saturday to come to the event. We have anywhere from 35 to 40 interactive health-related booths. So each booth has an interactive activity that a kid has to do. Once they've participated, cards are punched, and those cards are turned in for prizes at the end of the event. It is open for any kid in 6th through 12th grade. You have to be in those grade levels to register for prizes, but anybody is welcome to come to that event. We encourage parents to come with them or younger siblings and kind of get talking. But we'll have everything from the conservation department with snakes to the ambulance that brings the actual ambulance into the armory, and the kids can climb in it and ask questions. Skin care, dental care, eye care, you name it, we have a booth on it. The kids like the booths that are very interactive. The smoothie bike, where they have to ride the bike to make the smoothie that they can then drink. And the younger kids love the snakes, of course.
But I do not love the snakes.
No, me neither. But it's a big program. Last year we had about, I think, a little over 550 to 600 teens. And then with everybody else coming, that adds up. And we offer free pizzas and sodas, and then healthier options, cheese sticks and apples and milk to anybody that comes. It doesn't cost to come. It's a completely free event. They do not have to be there to win the prizes. They can register and leave, and then we get them delivered to the schools. But I do all the promotion for that event. I spend about 3 days in the Hannibal schools every year talking to kids about the event the week of, letting them ask questions, giving them flyers with information and the phone number and the website that they can call or look up information about the event. We also have a sexuality educator. That's not my position, so I don't know as much about it. Melissa Miller is our sexuality educator, and she goes into the schools, again, in all the counties, and talks about whatever the school is willing to let them talk about. Abstinence. For the younger kids, we talk about puberty. So, she goes into different schools and talks to them about the different topics.
And last I knew, that's not exactly the fun topics to talk about with young people. And so having Melissa as a resource and Chart Teen Task Force as a resource for schools, so they have somebody to come in and talk to children and kids and teens about making those safe and healthy choices and
and
decisions.
our whole concept is to reduce the risk of STDs and teen pregnancies in the kids in our communities, because that's what we always want.
And it's
the less 16-year-olds that are having, yes. So that's what these options are for. The babies go home, trying to teach them how difficult it really is to take care of a child, even if these aren't spitting up on you or really having diapers you have to change. You still have to care for them, and they learn pretty quick that they don't like being up 3 and 4 times a night and having to take a baby with them to go out with their friends or to the movies. And we get lots of good feedback from the parents too that said this was the best thing that they could have ever happened to my kid.
I get to have one of these come home with my 17-year-old daughter at the beginning of November. So I think I'm going to trade out for the baby, and she's going to take the 2-year-old.
Because they talk back.
Yeah.
But I usually go into the schools. I have several new teachers this year, so I will go early. I'm going this week to Hannibal High School. We have a new teacher, and teach her to use the babies and how to program the babies and send them home. But then most of the schools I go to, I go in and I'm there for their whole class period for 1 or 2 days. And I teach them how to use it, let them ask questions. We practice everything so they know what they're doing once they take it home, and they can't say, you didn't tell me how to take care of this baby. So if there's something they want to learn how to do, if they've never burped a child, we practice these things. And so I spend an hour and a half, 3 hours, depending on how many kids they've got in the school that's going to use them at the different schools. So I think they're good programs, and I think the kids look forward to getting them, and then they're ready to give them back when I come to pick them up.
I remember in high school we had some girls that had these. I have two funny stories. We had in high school girls went and bought clothes for them.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they still do. They still do.
No way.
So it's like high school dress up.
They have to dress them over the clothes they've got on, because these newer babies have the sensors, and you can feel that sensor right there on their because it keeps track of their body temperatures and stuff. So I said, if you want to change their clothes, I've had some schools that have done scrapbooks on the babies after the fact. I have several schools that do bridal showers, baby showers before they take the babies home to find out what gender they're getting, because they come in boxes and the kids don't know how to know what's in the boxes. So that in real life, you don't get to pick in real life. So I have several schools that do gender reveal parties. The middle school teacher here was a male teacher a couple of years ago, and he went all out, did the cupcakes and decorated the whole room, and made it a fun experience for him. Bowling Green kind of started that trend with the cupcakes and the colors in the cupcakes, but a lot of them do still dress them up. Can I use my own everything? We have carriers that we will send home with babies if they want to wear them, but a lot of them we use our own strollers.
When I was in school, it was a bag of flour.
Or an egg.
Yeah.
My school did eggs, so I get it. And these have really come a long ways. They used to have the babies had the key that you had to turn the key in the back of them.
That's what my sister had one of those, and I was in 4th grade and she was in 8th grade when she had it. And I specifically remember the second night she slept through it, and her room was adjacent to mine, but I had to walk through my mom's room to get to her room just because we lived in an old farmhouse. And I was mad because it had been crying for 30 minutes and she was sleeping through it. And so I went to go into her room, and my mom said, you go get back in bed. This is her project, not yours. And I said, but it's waking me up. And she was sound asleep.
These will get louder and louder as they cry until the person takes care of them.
I wanted to just go take her hand and hold it in there with the key. Yeah.
These are different. These come with sensors, and they're on bracelets that are kind of like a concert bracelet or a hospital bracelet that you have to cut off when you're done.
Yes.
Waterproof.
Oh,
so once it goes on, this is how you identify yourself as the parent. If they don't have this, they can't take care of the baby. So you can't pawn it off on somebody else to take care of, because if they don't have this, they can't care for it. The bracelets are waterproof, so they shower with them. They go practice with them. But the babies do cry louder, and I've had some that give up and don't want to do it anymore. And they have a thing where they'll cry for so many minutes and they'll stop, and they do that 3 times. And if you don't care for them, your simulation ends. But I've had high school boys put them in the trunks of their car. I've had them put them in the closet. And I've had some figure out how to do an emergency shutdown, thinking the teacher's not going to find out at the end. Needless to say, they do, because when you print your report in bright letters, it says emergency shutdown was used. So they are as realistic as you're going to get without being the real thing.
And the great part, it gives young people a realistic look at how time consuming and like you can't just set the baby down and forget about it.
In a lot of schools, they have to take them to daycare during the day. Hannibal doesn't let them have them during the school day. Some of my smaller schools will allow you to take them to class, but Hannibal, they have to bring it to school every morning, and they have to take it to her classroom, and they put it in a daycare mode to where it kind of shuts down during the day. But they don't drop it off, and they leave it at home. I've had other schools that somebody forgot to bring it. They thought because it was getting shut off, it would be fine at home. Well, it comes back on the minute school day's over, and it takes you an hour to get home on the bus. And so in that hour, that baby has cried however many times, and your grades dropped significantly. So, but every school I have is different in how they do it and how many nights they do it. But I think the youngest right now we have is 8th graders that do it. Hannibal's 8th grade class does it. And they have quite a few, 2 full classes. I think she has 45 or 50 this year, all the way through the senior class. So it depends on the school, whether they use them in a fax class or a health class. It depends on if they have a fax class. Some do them in both if it's a smaller school. So
perfect.
But that's one of our big programs is the babies. So we're busy. They will start going into schools next week.
Perfect.
Till the very last week of May, they go into schools. So most schools take about, depending on the amount of kids, 10 to 12 babies at a time.
Cool.
If they have a bigger number, smaller schools may take 4 or 5 and just do them in groups so that not everybody's taking them home at once and overwhelming the poor teacher. So
there you go.
But yeah, they'll start next week in Hannibal High School.
Perfect.
So,
if you're with a school district and you're interested, reach out to our great partners here at Shark Teen Task Force. And Angela has something for you.
Well, we are very excited and appreciative for all that you do in educating our youth in
the realities
of being parents and
we need to make smart decisions.
Making good decisions. So please join us in the Everyone Can Help Someone campaign. You can help Shark Teen Task Force in their endeavors in supporting all of these programs.
Thank you.